Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, welcome. It's expect to see on location at my new location again. Usually what I do my podcast with my great friend. Anyway, as I said, one or two things have happened. One or two things I've got to notify you about. Obviously, the BBC trying to or thinking about in the next 5 years changing this licence fee, making it go onto the council tax, which is one thing they were thinking about doing, meaning that, of course, then it'll go onto your council tax payment, whether you'll get an exemption if you don't watch, of course. But that's another thing. But if it does that way, obviously you have to pay a weekly amount or whatever it is, maybe £4 or £5 a week, something like that, which is going to give them more revenue. And of course, no collection, knocking on the door, all they'll send is bailiffs out them people to collect your money you're not paying. But like I said, the simplest way now is to become license free, like with Inspector C, is just to ring them up, cancel your account, and get yourself a refund if you're paying by direct debit, which is basically what you're doing with your if it went onto the council tax, you'd have to pay whether you're watching or not. That's one other option. You know, you're paying obviously whether you're watching or not. If you're not watching, you're not paying. That's what I'm trying to say on this channel. That's what it's about. But of course, if they try and do this payment on your council tax, every household will have to pay it. And of course they can send letters out then, because obviously you're defaulting on your payment of like council tax. And if it's a tax, then of course tax can be recovered, and that's what it is. It's going to be a tax. If you don't pay your taxes, you get letters from bailiffs. So that is one option they may go down. But of course, if you want to become license free with Inspector C, you can do it now very simply by just ringing the TB licensing in and get your 2-year exemption like I've got. I'm coming up to August now, next week. So there's it's going to be the 9th month, so I've only got sort of 4 months left on my 2-year probation period, kind of before I have to renew again. But if that's the case, it's not going to happen until 2027. So there's a few years away yet before this. If it does go that way, they're not going to change the charter till 2027. So if they're going to bring this into force, this payment of your council tax, you know, your license on your council tax payment, meaning that's you know, you've got to pay it. It's a tax. It is a tax then. I mean, the over 75s got that tax relief by the BBC saying they had to pay. Over 75s had to pay because it was an allowance on your when you're over 75. You got that allowance, and it was a tax. You can still claim the over 75s if you're on a certain income. If you're on tax credits, you're allowed to get a free tax license over 75. You know, a lot few license if you're on tax credits. So that's where it's going to go for. If it's going to go into tax, then it's a different ball game. It becomes state television because it's there for you to watch. It's there to watch now, but you know, if you haven't got a license, you don't have to have a license if you're not watching. That is it. I mean, I'm on YouTube here now. I've got a Premier account with YouTube. I've got a Netflix account. I've got other accounts. That's what you do. You pay for that. But the next thing, obviously, if the BBC try that way, that path to go to a license payment via the council tax, then that's another option they have. They may be thinking about doing it if they have a plan, of course, to get some revenue. And of course, then they'll guarantee they've got the revenue, a certain amount of money, and that's what it's going to be. Maybe, I don't know. But that's something to think about. So if you want to become license free with Inspector C, I should do it now, because things might change in a few years' time, and who knows. But as I said, I don't think this will happen myself, because a lot of people revolt. I mean, look what happened to the council tax when Thatcher brought the poll tax in. people just revolted, And a similar thing may happen with the if they try to make the license fee come a tax. I mean a compulsory tax. That means every household has to pay. I don't watch, so I won't be paying it anyway. Maybe I have to go to jail, I don't know. If that's the situation, maybe, I can watch it in jail. But like I said, it's going to be a different ball game if that happens, because then they're allowed to have bailiffs coming out. I mean, these people from Capita, they're getting paid a £20 commission. But if they send bailiffs out, because tax is a different ball game, you have to pay tax. If you're trying to get away without paying tax, then it's a different ball game. But this is one way that may go. And of course, they're going to put the prices up, probably £200, at least £200 in 5 years' time. So it's going to be £200. So I imagine it's going to be something like £4 to £5 a week on your council tax. And that's going to make them having even more money to waste now and pay people over the top wages and get the 10% increase. I mean, the rail strike on now, they're only getting 4%, 3% or something like that in wages. Of course, BBC staff and BBC people are being paid 10% wage increase across the board, which if they have to pay it, they've had to pay it. But like I said, it seems that's what may happen. They have to pay the prices, and that's what it is. But they get a 10%. I think Mr. Dipstick got 10% pay rise. But like I said, that's a different ball game. But I can only just saying to you that may happen. But who knows? Who knows what may happen? Anyway, thanks for all the new people. Well, you're welcome, and thanks for the comments. And leave a like, subscribe if you wish. It helps the channel a hell of a lot to get my message across. But that's the next option I'm thinking about. Obviously, is this situation where they may be going to try and put it onto the council tax. That will be a big shock for a lot of people to understand it's a tax, not it's just going to be no taxation, and you have to pay then. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.